Hello and welcome to Engineering and News. Another Friday and another interesting edition awaits you on this program. It's a program where we bring to you people, engineers, as a matter of fact, that have done well for themselves in the field of engineering and have stories to tell to encourage young people to go into the field of engineering, because, like I always say on this program, the future is engineering and engineering is the future. And on this note, I want to say welcome. My name is Tuno Lanero, and like you know, that's a program where we don't only get to just talk to you, you actually have the opportunity of talking back to us and answering a question to win a prize. The program is sponsored by Prince Engineer Yemisi Shillong, FNSC. That is the reason why we come to your viewing pleasure every Friday around this time. And wherever you're watching us, the question for the day is: the empirical formula of hydrocarbon containing 0.12 mole of carbon and 0.36 mole of hydrogen is what? The empirical formula of hydrocarbon containing 0.12 mole of carbon and 0.36 mole of hydrogen is what? If you know the answer, please feel free to call and give us the answer. And if you are correct, you get your prize, courtesy of our sponsor, Prince Engineer Yemisi Shillong, FNSC. My guest is already here. She's joining us via Zoom. And I'll take a very short break. After this break, I'll let you know who my guest is, then what topic she'll be discussing with us. We are glad to know that you are still there, and my guest for today is Engineer Abosede Adewale, and she's joining over Zoom, as I said earlier on, and she'll be discussing a topic with us, and which is fields of engineering, your pathway to the future. So I won't waste any of our time. I won't stand in the way at all. Engineer Adewale is already with us. Good evening, ma.
Good evening, sir.
It's nice.
Of presenting to the young ones on Ogtv. I'm glad to be here, sir. And also thanks to our sponsor, Prince Engineer Yemisi Shillong.
Yeah.
Thank you. May God continue to bless you. We appreciate you, sir.
All right, Engineer Adewale, I don't want to stand in your way at all. You have the floor now. Just let us into the presentation for the day, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. So good evening, everyone. Good evening, my fellow aspiring engineers. It's actually my pleasure to be here today to talk to you about the field of engineering, your pathway to the future. If I ask you what is engineering, if I ask people, they will tell me engineering is a very, very difficult task. It's a very, very difficult field. But to me, engineering is rewarding, it's fun, exciting, and within our reach, we can all see what engineering is. Your day-to-day, the way you move from one place to the other is the work of engineers. So I tell you, engineering is about doing what the scientist has actually observed or discovered or know. So science is about knowing, what engineering is about doing. So I tell you this morning, this evening, we are going to talk about the field of engineering, because I know a lot of you are so conversant with civil engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering. But I tell you, there are a lot more than that, than just these three. And when you want to people will tell you, if you want to make money in Nigeria, it's about petroleum engineering. But I tell you, there are a lot of other fields that can hand you your living and your career. So let's start. Civil engineering is about your infrastructure, about environment. Civil engineers are more about infrastructures. What makes you convenient, facilities that are convenient for you to use, like your building, your roads, and your dams. So from the civil engineering, we have a lot of discipline around that area that you can also choose from. We have the ocean engineering. These ocean engineering are the ones that ensure that the they create, design the facilities that can enter into the ocean without causing any damages, even into the ocean, into the lives under the sea. We have environmental engineering. Environmental engineering is another branch of civil engineering that concerns about the protection of the people. Protection, what do you mean? That ensure that all the chemical components in the air are not affecting the lives. So the environmental engineers are also concerned about recycling. You can see where a lot of recycling being and why your water, the waste, the woman waste can be utilized in another form of like water for irrigation and all those things. So sanitation, sanitary engineering are also under civil engineering. So these are the ones that ensure that the human waste are collected and disposed in a very a comfortable environment that does not even pollute your water or your rivers. So all these things are all areas you can also explore in your when you're thinking about engineering. So what else do I say? We have electrical and electronics, which is actually my field. So electrical electronics is actually a very recreative environment, and is diversification is wide right now. We have a lot of field evolving around electrical electronics. When we talk about electrical electronics, we talk about ways of utilizing, designing, and ensuring that we have transmission, signals, and power. Those are what we are concerned about. We talk about telecommunication, we talk about your electricity, we talk about computer sciences. So, but for system engineers, we have a lot, system engineering, and these days, we don't need to only specialize in electrical or civil or mechanical. We can combine the knowledge of all these things together and utilize it and become someone who is vast in what you're doing. So system engineering entails all other aspects of engineering, like the mechanical aspect will come into it because you have to build, you know. So electrical is the electronics and the signal aspect of it. And then computer engineering, we all know what computer is, and computer is everywhere around us. It's utilized, and we can use it for anything. Then if you have a computer without software, it's useless. So that's why software engineers also have to play a role. There are a lot of software engineers that ensure that all these programmings, all these utilities we have can work without human support. So mechanical engineering. Mechanical engineering is the one that is concentrate on designing. It helps you you take your design and manufacture it, produce it into end product that you can use. And under mechanical engineering, we have material engineering, who are concerned about your iron, your plastic, and your ceramic. So all these waste, even if you have it as raw waste product, they can convert it into something useful for you. So now we have manufacturing engineering. For this manufacturing engineering, we have electronics also in play in here. So without all this, with this well said, manufacturing engineering can are the ones that actually take your raw material and give you the procedures, guide you onto how you can produce. So engineers can be in manufacturing company without just seeing that, okay, all the procedures are in place. The machines that need to be in one position are actually in the right position. Then naval architectural. You know, when we look at buildings, architecturals are the ones that actually design. But if they don't give it to a civil engineer, it can't be produced. It can't come to life. But so it's the same thing with the ship. Architecture have to design something wonderful, but without the input of an engineer, it can sink. It might not float. And if we are in there, that means we have killed, right? So that's why even architectural, naval architectural or architectural in the long cells needs the help of engineers to bring all the ideas, all the beauties they have into reality. So naval architectural combine the imagination of scientists into reality. Marine engineers are the ones that ensure that the speed, the power needed for every ship is in place. Without them, all these ships will just be on the sea, will not be able to move. So I employ you to seek different field of engineering. Then we have aeronautic, which is a very wonderful place to look at. You can be an aeronautic engineer that can design, construct your airplane. Without this, we cannot fly. You can design it, but if people can design it for you, but you as a person, you have to ensure that all the necessary things are in place for you to utilize. Aerospace are the one, space engineers are the one that actually ensure that the jet can go above the Earth's surface. So you can explore that as an aspect of engineering. Mechatronic is the latest engineering field right now, which combines the mechanical skill and the electronic skill. So what do you mean? The mechanical aspect of it is come up with they design it and they come up with the building and creation. But the electronics are the ones that ensure that they are not powered with normal electricity, but electronically. What do I mean electronically? With a battery. So that's why you have all this 3D manufacturing.
We have a caller now.
Yes,
I'll just a little bit. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
How is Moe today?
Moe is fine, sir.
All right. You want to ask my guest a question, or you want to ask my question?
No, answer the question.
All right. What's the answer?
The answer is CX3.
All right, I'll let you know, Bishop, if you are correct. Thank you so much for calling. All right. Engineer, please can go ahead.
Okay. So as I was saying, mechatronic engineering is the field that takes mechanical knowledge and combine it with electronic knowledge. So that's why we have a lot of gadgets these days that we can even produce 3Ds with the use of batteries. So mechatronic engineering is the self-driving cars. Without them, you can't do all this. So robotic engineering is also another field to explore, because now the world engineering is revolving seriously, and the world is going digital, technological, and so that's why we need to also explore all these different engineering field. Robotic engineering is also a wonderful aspect to explore. Chemical engineering, we all know that in Nigeria, chemical engineers work with oil and gas, all those ones. But we can do without, we can go a bit further, explore different ones. We don't need, because we need chemicals. We need chemical for our pharmaceutical. Do you understand? These are the ones that ensure that the chemical component or resources or reactions are worked with. And they are the ones that construct all the gadgets that can absorb these chemical reactions that we all explore. They're geological engineering or mining engineering. They are the ones that help construct the gadgets that enables you to penetrate the Earth's. The moment you identify, geologists identify raw material, or then the geological engineers make sure that they have the gadget to move down the Earth beyond the Earth's surface to extract all these gadgets without hurting anybody. So we have nuclear engineering. Nuclear engineering is another area whereby we can use even our nuclear component and understand the gadget that will actually work compatible with all these things without damaging any future and without hazard. Petroleum engineering, we all know what petroleum engineering is. We work offshore, we extract oil and all those things. We dig into the dry rock for energy, and we use some of this product to light our houses, our homes. So same thing with petrochemical. The petrochemical engineers plan and supervise and improve the petrochemical producing operation. They ensure that there's safety around the factories and all those. Then now it will interest you that engineering is going into medical lines, is going into biology. I tell you, without biology these days, you cannot do engineering now, especially if you want, like someone that wants to do surgery, medicine and surgery, can even go into engineering, because engineering has made it easy and produce the gadget that can ease these problems in the medical line. So bioengineering is an application of engineering principle and the design design procedure to help medical problems. These days we know that a lot of people will tell you they want to do surgery and the surgery takes them like 5 seconds.
Engineer Dewale, once again, I'd like to,
Yes.
to take your time a little bit. I have a caller, Glory, now calling from Mowe. Hello, Glory. How is Mowe today? All right, I'm sure you want to talk to us, answer a question, or ask my guest a question.
Answer the question, sir.
All right, Glory, go ahead.
So the answer the question is she is the
Is what?
She is the
All right, Glory, I'll let you know if you are correct. Thank you so much. Keep watching the program.
Thank you.
All right. Please continue, my engineer Dewale.
All right, so bioengineering is now easy. It's another aspect of engineering that is helping the medical line to resolve their problems. Health and safety engineering. You know, without these engineers on field in any manufacturing company, then there will be a lot of hazard. But the safety and health and safety engineers also guide and help prevent accidents and give you procedures to follow in an organization. The biomedical engineering is another aspect of bioengineering. These ones consider biology and medicine together, and they help increase the health of human. That's why you have, they will tell you there's some organic parts that is manufactured by the mechanical engineers these days. They tell you there's something, a kind of arts that can function like the normal human heart, or kidney, like the normal kidney and livers, like those things, like those are the work of biomedical equipment, and they work hand in hand with the medical doctors to ensure that they have the gadget they are creating is not causing any havoc or affecting the health of the patient. Then genetic engineering, these are the ones that manufacture those gadgets that enables human being put an ovary from one woman and sperm from one man into another woman without intercourse. So all these things are the works of engineers that makes, you can, now these days, you know, when you have sickle cell, they said a child can be born without, when both parents are AS or SS, they can produce a child that is not SS. So with this genetic engineering gadgets produced by engineers is what makes this work easy. And industrial engineers are the ones that ensure that the resources available for any organization is not wasted, and the time consuming is not wasted. So they ensure efficient of work done, and ensure that resources, money, time, all these things are not wasted within the industry. And then management, you know, we also have management engineering. So for you to know that engineering is vast. So management engineering are more concerned about your cost of running an organization, and they also guide you through. So now agricultural engineering.
Please, pardon me again. We have another caller. Hello. Please, welcome to Ghana. Please, what are you going to contribute? I can hardly hear you.
I'm a musician.
I can hardly hear you. Please, maybe you get a call. You can please call us back before we end the program. We can't hear you. The audio is bad. Thank you so much. And Adewale, please. Maybe we should just
all right.
continue.
So for the agricultural engineering, they are the ones responsible to design and construct and improve farming equipment and machineries. So engineering has made the life of people easy. And I tell you, engineering, if you really want to study engineering, and I encourage you to do so, because engineering is fun, it's innovative, and it's going global. So as a Nigerian, as a student, the only thing you need to study engineering are just 5 subjects. I tell you, English is compulsory, maths, physics, chemistry, and biology. And you need to have a good score for your JAM. So with this all, you can study any field of engineering. But let me encourage you not to just concentrate on the major 3 common engineering in the nation, but explore all these other ones, and we can develop this nation together. Thank you.
All right, Nadewale, thank you so much for making us see the engineering fields that are really, really not common. But before I let you go, I'd like to ask 1 or 2 questions. We are talking to young people, and one thing, if you talk to an average young person nowadays, what they are concerned about is there money in this thing? All these new fields that I've spoken about, how lucrative are they?
Yeah, anything about engineering is very lucrative, I can tell you. The moment you know what you're doing, the moment you know how to apply your knowledge to things, you can, engineering is about solving problems. Identify those problems and you solve it, then you can make your money from there. You don't need to be on a paid job. Software engineering can work in their home with their laptops and do everything they want to do. Bioengineering can combine with other engineers and construct all those things. Medicals, the doctors, you walk up to your doctors and ask, what is the problem? What area are you looking at? Some people develop all this and you learn the field. When you're conversant and you learn this field, I tell you, engineering is not dead. You might look at it as people are not making money. People are making money and they are selling billionaire in engineering. They don't make noise. Thank you.
Before you go, still, I have 2 more things to ask you. First of all, these new fields of engineering, let me use this word, the marriage engineering that you just spoke about.
Yes.
How prevalent are they? How common are they in Nigeria? And how much of it can we study in most of our Nigerian universities and tertiary institutions?
Yeah, thank you. Like now, these days, most universities are now are changing their curriculum. Like I know, as of last year, Current and NUC are working hard, tirelessly to improve on our curriculum, especially engineering, and introduce new scope, all this scope into our curriculum. And by the time we all get this done, I tell you, the sky is a starting point.
Lastly, before I let you off the hook, how does this new engineering that is coming up going to affect the future and livelihood of the future?
Yeah, well, I tell you, this, like now, for instance, overseas, even Nigeria, they are doing lesser operation. That you don't need to open up the body completely. They just extract whatsoever they need to extract. And now we hear about self-driving cars. It's the ideology of somebody that created it. And if we also can utilize and develop ourselves, we can make this nation, this country, a developed country in no time. And that is my dream, that Nigeria become a great nation, and whereby all engineers will sit together and will monitor these young ones, mentor these young ones into developing great things in this nation.
All right, Engineer Bose Adewale, thank you so much for coming up on Engine and You this week. We have learned a lot from you, and we are grateful for having you.
Thank you, sir.
And we want to thank our sponsor, Prince Engineering Shillong FNSC, for always being there for us. And for today, the question for today, Bishop from Mowe, you called us first, so you get our prize for the day, and the answer is CH3. CH3, that's the answer. For as we go, the question for the week says, what volume of 0.5 m of H2SO4 would exactly neutralize 20 centimeter cube of 0.1 m of NaOH? If you know the answer, go to our various social media platforms and drop the answers there. And if you get it correctly, you get the prize courtesy of our sponsor, Prince Engineering Shillong. Our time is up. We have to go. But one thing I want to say is that thank you to our sponsor once again for making it possible for us to come to your viewing pleasure. And thank you to you for watching us. Next week's another time with the same presenter and another guest. Until then, I say bye-bye.
Win an all-expense paid trip to Disneyland.